chicas en la oscuridad bailan, las velas no alumbran. Pasión entre nosotros es como un pecado. Y yo no quiero pedir perdón. Lo que pudo ser entre tú y yo me persigue. En las soledades que encuentro el dolor. Tengo tanto que quería decirte y a la misma vez es mejor el silencio. Es un tatuaje sin tinta que corre por mis venas y me pinta. Veneno de tu amor es como un peligro. Arriesgo todo por una vez más. Lo que pudo ser entre tú y yo me persigue. En las soledades que encuentro el dolor. Tengo tanto que quería decirte y a la misma vez es mejor el silencio. El silencio. Lo que pudo ser entre tú y yo me persigue. En las soledades que encuentro el dolor. Tengo tanto que quería decirte y a la misma vez es mejor el silencio. El silencio.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Raw Music Urban Sessions. We just heard Lo que pudo ser from our guest tonight, Melissa Otero. She is an international pop and Latin pop singer-songwriter from Huaco, Puerto Rico. Her breakout single, Angels and Demons, was featured on Lifetime's global hit series Dance Moms, broadcast in over 100 countries, launching her into international recognition. Her music has also been heard in the video game Rock Band, on Telemundo's primetime telenovela Reina de Corazones, which aired across Latin America, the U.S., and Europe. And now, let's meet our guest, Melissa Otero. Melissa, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
It's a wonderful song.
Thank you.
You told me, first of all, did I pronounce it correctly?
Lo que pudo ser. Yes.
Oh, wonderful, not bad. I'm very happy to hear that I did that. You told me that the literal translation is, I'm sorry, what could have been or something?
What could have been, yes.
What could have been, that's wonderful. Well, it's interesting because that's not a question that really applies to you per se, because your career has been what is and what is going to be. It seems you're really on fast track towards some amazing things.
Quite a bit is happening right now, and I'm so grateful. I was semi-retired for a little while there, and music just kept gnawing at me. And I decided, I made a conscious decision. I'm going for it, all the way.
How long have you been at it?
I started, I was really serious about it when I was 9 years old, so this has been over 30 years. And since I was 12, I definitely started to take vocal lessons and piano lessons and then perform with bands in Puerto Rico. So it's been a while. It takes a long time to get things going, but yeah.
Well, you were born here in New Jersey.
Yes.
And you relocated with your family to Puerto Rico when you were 5 years old?
Yes, I was 5.
And you grew up in Puerto Rico and didn't return to the States regularly until you were 21.
I didn't return, at all. I briefly was here when I was maybe 18, but it was maybe a week. And then I came back in 2001. Yeah, I was 21 years old.
So your love of Latin music, Latin-infused music, stems from your upbringing in Puerto Rico. And were you exposed to musicians or via family, or was there music around you all the time while you were growing up?
I thought it was very normal that my grandfather, he's passed away a long time ago now. When I was little, he used to build guitars from scratch. And he used to build some of our native instruments like the guiro. So it's like a gourd, a Puerto Rican gourd. And he would, dry it and open it and then make this these things on the side. And then, the guiro's in, I guess that's the best way I can explain it, but it's in merengue and salsa. It's a major instrument in our culture. And I thought that all grandparents did that, and he played the guitar. But no, the musical side came from my grandfather and my mother, so my mother's side.
So you were exposed to traditional Latin music when you were growing up.
Yes.
But obviously you also were exposed to pop music as well. So you call yourself a Latin pop artist, where you're incorporating the native Latin sounds along with popular music.
Yes.
You try to strike a balance between those two, or is there one that seems to dominate over the other, or is it just a natural progression that it comes out depending on what song you're doing?
So this was a struggle in my identity as an artist for the longest time. I always thought I had to choose either being a Latin artist or Anglophone, regular Anglophone pop music. I couldn't choose. I felt like I was always struggling with both of that. And I just made the conscious decision that going forward, when I'm feeling the need to write in Latin music, I will. And when I feel the need to write in English, whatever's coming towards me, that's what I'm going to do. So this particular project that I'm doing right now is my Latin roots.
Well, let's hear some more music from you.
Sounds great.
This one is called Como el Ave. I think I got it right.
You did. Like a bird.
Like a bird. Here is Melissa Otero.
¿Cuántas veces en amor yo pensé, I found the one? Siempre dándome la ilusión de que me estaban amando. No escuché la señal, ni tampoco lo vi. Ciega, sordomuda, no lo percibí. Cuando sigo la intuición, take the potion to wake up. I can't be out of control, me voy antes que we wake up. Sí, yo soy como el ave, yo soy como el ave. Sí, yo soy como el ave y me voy de aquí. No soy fácil, pero doy todo mi amor. Si me coges por tonta, te dejo before you let go. Deja de mentir, deja de soñar, que te garantizo, tú me vas a extrañar. Cuando sigo la intuición, take the potion to wake up. I can't be out of control, me voy antes que we wake up. Sí, yo soy como el ave, sí, yo soy como el ave, sí, yo soy como el ave y me voy de aquí. Me voy de aquí.
Como el Ave from Melissa Otero. Now, your music has been, you got your first major exposure on television by virtue of the fact that one of your songs Angels, not Demons, Angel and Demons, am I right? Am I saying
Angels
that?
and Demons.
Angels and Demons was featured on the show Dance Moms.
Yes.
What was that like for the first time to hear your music being broadcast on a popular program?
So
It must have been quite a thrill.
it was the most incredible feeling. I wasn't aware that they selected my song, and it was the whole episode revolved around that song. So it was featured throughout the entire 30 minutes. It was New Year's Day, 2013. I constantly checked my social media, and I noticed that my music video was getting a lot of views really rapidly, first by the hundreds, then by the thousands. I didn't know why, what was going on, and people started writing, Dance Moms, Dance Moms. I didn't know what Dance Moms was, and I started to do quick research. Then I found the video, and I looked at the person who actually did the guitars in Angels and Demons. His name is Chris. He was with me in this moment, and I said, look, if I click on this, and this is on YouTube, if I click on this is my song, I think I'm gonna freak out. I clicked on it. It was my song in the show. I just burst into tears, ugly cried. I couldn't believe it. And to this day, out of the 8 seasons, the episode with my song is the most viewed. It was over 3 million people who saw it. And immediately, like to this day, over 10 years later, every month, thousands of people still listen to it. So it's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's wonderful. A year later, you wound up on a telenovela.
Yes.
Which in the Latin community, these are obviously Latin soap operas, basically, is what they are.
Yep.
So, and they are massively popular.
Yeah.
And so a year later, you hear your song on a Latin program, and for a Latin artist, you've already conquered the world of the Anglos, and now here you are on, and that must have been another big thrill.
Yeah, because it was the same song, but the Spanish version.
But the Spanish version is the same song.
Yes, it was No Soy un Ángel. The meaning lyrically is not the same, because translating from English to Spanish doesn't always work. But it worked out the way I wrote the song. And in Spanish, it's more about a toxic relationship. In English, it's more about coming out, struggling from depression, which is what the real meaning behind Angels and Demons was. So I wasn't aware, again, that they chose my song. It was a major theme song for a couple in the show. And then in Mexico, it was broadcast first in Mexico, and a lot of Mexican fans started sharing my song. And it went on to do its own thing, that it reached India and Indonesia, and a fan-made video reached 28 million streams.
Wow. So you've been a recipient of a number of awards. In 2025, you were honored with the gold and 3 times platinum certifications by the Independent Recording Arts Alliance in recognition of your lasting cultural impact and fan support across platforms.
Yes.
That's an extraordinary accomplishment.
Yes, this is another, one of those things, like music kept gnawing at me to return, and receiving these awards and recognizing. When you look at your social media, you see a lot of numbers, but they're not numbers, they're people. So these are people behind these awards, and this has been my dream, that I can do some kind of an impact through my music in a positive way, and it seems like I have, so I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, I think we would agree. Those numbers speak for themselves.
Yes.
Let's hear some more of this wonderful artist's music. Let's listen to this next one from Melissa Otero. It's called A Mi Manera.
Antes pensaba que el amor dolía, que para merecer tenía que sufrir, pero ahora soy dueña de mis días y no dejo a nadie decidir por mí. Ya no me llamas, ya no me importa, no necesito drama en mi puerta. Quien no me quiera como soy, que siga su ruta, yo voy a vivir a mi manera, sin cadenas, sin espera. Quien me quiera que lo muestre bien, sino que no me busque tan bien. Libre y fuerte y verdadera, yo no juego en su novela. El amor no empieza por la Prefiero paz que rosas locas y mi reflejo es mi bendición. Ya no me culpo, ya no me escondo, mi corazón ya no está de fondo. Quien me abrace con verdad, que se quede si es lealtad. Voy a vivir a mi manera, sin cadenas, sin espera. Quien me quiera que lo muestre bien, sino que no me busque también. Libre y fuerte y verdadera, ya no juego en su novela. El amor me empieza por la piel, a mi manera y con quien sea fiel. Puse límite y subí al valor, ya no me bajo por tu mejor. Y si sola me siento reina, con amor propio nadie me frena. Voy a vivir a mi manera, sin cadenas, sin espera. Quien me quiera que lo muestre bien, sino que no me busque también. Libre y fuerte y verdadera, ya no juego en su novela. El amor me empieza por la piel, a mi manera y con quien sea fiel.
That was A Mi Manera, which literally translated is my way.
Yes.
Melissa Otero once again. Melissa, you have been part of a philanthropical effort in your native Puerto Rico. And I say native Puerto Rico, you grew up there. You may have been born here, but you were raised there, so it's really your home.
Yes.
Is where you've come from. When it was struck by Hurricane Maria back in 2017, you started the Stardust Foundation,
Yes.
Which provided much needed relief to Puerto Rico by raising over $7,000 and helping over 150 families in your hometown and the southwest region of the island. Now, I know it's a personal issue from you. You're from there. It's your home. You grew up there, and you saw it devastated. What's that like to be giving back to the place that basically raised you and formed you into the person you are today?
So when I've experienced my share of hurricanes growing up on the island. It's something that every year we have hurricane season, and it's the peak of it is between August and October. It can go up until November. So I've had experience with that, and when Hurricane Maria was about to hit, I saw that it was going to be catastrophic. I was living in New York at the time, and I chose to go back down there to be with my parents and one of my sisters and her children, because I figured they're gonna need help. They're gonna need someone to help them out. My parents were older at the time already. My sister had her children she had to manage, and she was going through her own stuff. So I went, and then I did sort of a documentary on my own. Whenever I remembered to record on my phone, I did. It's online. And I documented the experience of this hurricane, but luckily we were prepared for it, so we were all right. But then when I saw my hometown and a lot of the surrounding neighborhoods, I saw the devastation was catastrophic, and a lot of the help was really slow to arrive onto the island. So when I was able to leave, which I can't even remember how long it took, it may have taken about a month because all the flights were canceled. There was no running water, there was no electricity for months on end. I raised the funds with a lot of my friends in New York. I went to Wisconsin, and I went to Vegas, and we did all of these things. Then we went back and we brought solar cell phone chargers and mosquito nets, mosquito repellent, things that people wouldn't normally think about. People usually bring food and clothing, which is very important, but I was trying to focus on other things that were just as important because people couldn't communicate. There were no cell phone towers at the time, and then I tried to document that when we went back. And now with everything that's been happening in the Caribbean today with Jamaica and everything, it's like, it always touches me. So I wish I could just continue to do that. So whenever I have a chance, I try to do the best to help my community. Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. It's always, they say, you never forget where you come from.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
That's an important part of it. Now, there are things on the horizon for you as
Yes.
well that are very interesting, of course. Your new album, which is called Corazón Terco. Now, I know Corazón is the heart. Terco is?
Stubborn.
Stubborn Heart, okay. Now that is due for release in the early part of next year, January 16th of next year.
Yes.
You can actually vinyl, there are pre-orders available right now. You can get a personally signed copy from you, so you can go, we'll tell you where to go to find those in a moment. And you'll be performing on November the 8th at that's the time of the Latin Grammy Week in Las Vegas, and you'll be
Yes.
performing a special showcase there for the people in the industry as well.
Yep.
To spread more of the wonder that is Melissa Otero, right? So tell us where we can get the access to your music and where people can get the signed copy of Corazón Terco as well.
Okay. So the best way to get any of my music, well, this album, Corazón Terco, is available for pre-order. You can buy it directly on my website. So if you purchase it on my website, you will receive a signed copy. If you wait through iTunes or Apple Music, you will receive it through that venue, but you will not receive a signed copy.
Understood,
right?
yeah.
So you can go to my website, melissaotero.com. All the links are there for a CD, vinyl, the pre-save on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, all of that. It's all pretty straightforward.
Wonderful. It's been such a pleasure speaking to you and listening to you perform
Thank you
today.
so much for having
And we
me.
do have one more song to go. Before we do that, I have to do a little bit of self-promotion if you don't mind. Please, if you have an opportunity to listen to my radio program on makerparkradio.nyc called The Rocker with Lorenzo Mamelli. It airs every other Saturday morning right here on Maker Park Radio, based in Staten Island. We play a diverse hodgepodge of generation-spanning tunes across the rock spectrum. But now, before we go, one more song from Melissa Otero, and I hope I get this correctly. By the way, she shows off her multilingual chops here. The song is in both Spanish and French. It's called J'ai besoin de ti.
Cuando la vida te trae a alguien en que puedes confiar, las noches ya no son largas, no existe ansiedad. Y esta persona te trae el mundo sin tener que pedir. Así me siento contigo, libre y segura de ti. J'ai besoin de ti, tu besoin de mí. Las historias no mienten. Je te donne tout, notre amour fou. La pasión no muere. Je sais que des fois je soy dura, mais c'est pas mon intention. Et tuve quien confiarme, car las otras rompieron tu corazón. Poco a poco nos dimos cuenta, aquí existe el amor. Tú me muestras que tú es là pour moi, et je suis là sin temor. J'ai besoin de ti, tu besoin de mí, las historias no mienten. Je te donne tout, notre amour fou, la pasión no muere. J'ai besoin de ti, tu besoin de mí, las historias no mienten. Je te donne tout, notre amour fou, la pasión no muere. Hey, J'ai besoin de ti, tu besoin de mí, las historias no mienten. Je te donne tout, notre amour fou, la pasión no muere. Oh, no muere. Tú y yo. The truth hides deep inside. What am I to say? The past is left behind, and I don't want to explain. I don't think you could see me. Believe when I say one day I am restless, and night I'm awake. You never believe me, so it's hard to explain. My soul has been captured. I hide in my pain, 'cause I'm no angel. I have to face it. I put one on for you, I put one on for me. These angels and demons won't set me free. What do you expect of me? To know who I am? These scars run deep inside, they don't have an end. You know I have secrets, yet you seem to deny. You know you can't change me, won't put up a fight. Maybe when I'm ready, I'll say how I feel. Heaven cannot find me, I don't know what's real. We find our own pleasure, keeping to ourselves. My mind is a maze, Pandora and hell, 'cause I'm no angel. I have to face it. I put one on for you, I put one on for me. These angels and demons won't set me free. I'm surprised of all my lies. I confuse myself, and I don't care to